Well, there's always the possibility that he was born first, but just he wasn't part of the rest of the set. He was born, like, years
Oh,
before.
then he would not be protected even. But no one would know because they were told that.
I know. Mom swept it under the rug, and he's always been such a great liar.
Yeah, so he's just going around there sniffing flowers and singing.
He's also, what, like 1 year older than all of us? So she's like,
1 year. That's some drow getting pregnant twice in like 2 years.
Then she really would be favored with this crazy, ominous, meteor showers streaking over. That's when the drow would freak out. Maybe that's the real storyline behind Rillidan. Maybe he did really come first outside of the grouping, and Mom worked so hard to curb him.
she's clearly failed.
Elenaria thinks sometimes maybe her mother did a ritual, and there was originally only one child, but she separated all the faults from Elenaria, and those became her siblings.
Our mom shows Rillidan like a small like human child, to see what the response is. Rillidan just pats him on the head. No, no.
No, strangle or kill. Enslave, brand. Something cruel, please.
Please. Why? Why won't you hurt anything?
Elenaria would have told the baby to stop crying. And when it refused, she would have gotten angry. And
well, I'm hurting
she will
you.
channel the power of Agaris. I mean, that's the thing she did already young.
Yes, it was a power with her from the beginning.
Not from the very beginning.
No. In the beginning.
As soon as she began succumbing.
Succumbing?
Her mind could no longer resist the influences.
Yes. The mighty Agares, and now look at you two. Just fully broken under the heel of the Demon Lord. For shame.
She's granted power, and really, Agaris is the real ruler. I mean,
Yes, of course. And Rillidan, you should embrace the power she's given you.
yeah, it is. Agaris is as much a part of our family as you are. We are.
Yeah. If I could just can I use my hero point to give the hero point to someone else? I don't want this in my head anymore.
Agares will not allow you to do that. She's chosen you.
Well, that's the thing about demon lords. They don't really care how sincere you are.
She's chosen you to have power.
If they just do whatever they feel like. If they want to give you something, they do, and if they don't, they don't.
I know. Rillidan did not like the Herald. Rillidan did not 100% dislike the Herald.
I'm curious. How did that meeting go?
That went.
The Herald is a great guy.
That was very rough for Rillidan.
How so? It's like, hello, Rillidan.
It was
like, whoa.
He fucking appeared in a goddamn dream, which turned into a nightmare. The Herald has a conversation with Rillidan, and there's this awful spark, and he can feel Agares in his mind all the time now, because of the fucking boon, the hero point.
Oh, you got it in a dream? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, with the Herald and all, it really happened. It was a horrific visitation. Nah, it was awful. Rillidan, I'm pretty sure that's one of his top worst nightmares he's ever had. And he can't get it out of his head.
Now, what if we told you it wasn't?
Oh no, he knows it. He knows it's real. He knows it happened.
Elenaria cried a lot when she was very young. Because of the constant presence of something so horrific. But she has come to embrace it. She would tell Rillidan this with a smile and say, "You will learn too, brother. You will learn to love it."
You're becoming Eleanor.
Constant presence within your mind. It ends up reassuring.
That's why Rillidan's been becoming more and more disagreeable over the months. It's just... I rest with him, that weight. No.
Now you know the burden that we carry.
Well, that was before DDS got the burden.
Yes.
That was before Chapter 4.
Embrace it. Learn from it. Become it.
You're slow to change, Leonard.
There is no fighting. There's no reason to fight.
You too.
It is what Mother would have wanted.
It's all part of the plan.
She did the ritual. She started this.
In the end, the guy's going to get your soul anyway, so you might as well embrace it.
Mm-hmm. Not if I can help it.
I'll stop for Gareth's influence in the family. Good luck, Rillinid.
Rillinid is going to become a lich. Fuck it. No one's getting his soul.
Where are you going to get factory money from?
Sorry, I can't let you do that, Rillinid.
It's suddenly like, our treasury's empty. Where did the money go?
Is that how Eleanor's going to live forever, become a divine lich?
No.
Divine lich? No, it doesn't want to become undead. That would make her ugly.
You see, if you become undead, you don't have a problem with the channeling anymore, DDS. Wink, wink.
No, actually, she'd be able to, like, bolster your diplomatic abilities.
Yes, that's just what I need.
It's like, yes. It's like, hurt me with your negative.
Though, is to be able to affect all undead as if they weren't undead with spells. So, that is a thing. They would, like, she could confuse zombies and stuff like that.
I'm just saying, if you were an undead, imagine all the hit points you'd get.
But that'll be like in a couple more levels. Sure. Again, Lichdom is not really within.
Lichdom is like a level.
A little more rich than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like 111,000 gold.
I have 130,000 gold pieces just sitting around.
I got from talking to Jonas.
I haven't defined it within Lady Summer's bedroom.
I'm actually level 7 now.
I'm doing things and stuff, you know? I'm an acquisitioner. I do a lot of between us sessions.
Acquisitioned some XP.
Oh. If you say you're level 7, you're still not high enough, so that's fine.
I acquisited some XP, yeah.
I just took it from the party pool. Kept it for myself.
When you start seeing me cast level 3 spells, then you'll know. Oh. My god. How did he get so far ahead? Well, you know, I took some drawbacks.
Dazing touch on you to first hit you with a touch attack, then grant you a save that if you fail, you're dazed for 1 round. That's my standard action.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so fantastically bad.
Oh, yeah.
No point ever using it. Ever. Horrible domain, but...
And I tried some method for channeling touch attacks at range.
If you could, like, apply it to something, like...
Yeah.
Like a weapon attack, or...
Yeah. If you could, like, you know, put it on your long spear when you do it, then yeah, sure.
Like, that would be like a crappy poison. But...
It's something.
This is just dumb. Like, it doesn't... Like, I waste my turn to maybe cost you 1 turn?
Yeah, with a day. Yeah, it's...
Like, that's just stupid.
Yeah. Some powers are better than others, kids. Remember that.
I'll never use that one.
Like, one power I have, which I don't think I've used, really. Yeah, I think I might have only used it
Travel
once.
domain, they just get a flat plus 10 movement speed.
But,
I've got...
Yeah, that's much better than Dazing Touch.
I've got, like, the Relentless
and that's not even their ability. They just get that for
Yep.
stupid Desna.
Desna's
It also grants a free reroll.
You keep trying, DDS, and Manaki just keeps going.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, but like, but now I get like...
Lucky Traveler. You've been traveling a lot, right? That's what we've been doing. Rolling a lot of dice as well.
Oh, fucking Manaki. There was one sorcerer bloodline power I wanted to get with like the Eldritch Heritage feat. I keep wanting to try to build myself towards the Nightmare Creature template, as DDS knows. And so I was looking at this Dreamspun bloodline, which would give me the power to afflict people with lullaby. And I'm like, lullaby? Why? Give them -5 perception? Make them weaker to magic sleep?
You have to take skill focus.
I know. Then I would have to take skill focus. I think it's sense motive for the Dreamspun bloodline. So I'd have to set that feat on fire. Then I'd have to go to Eldritch Heritage. And I'm setting that feat on fire. All to try to get this template that I want.
No, as your character level -2, that has potential.
Yeah.
And you could get an animal companion.
Yep, I could. You could go for the arcane bloodline and get a familiar. I definitely gave serious thought to that. I was like, there are definitely familiars that give bonuses to initiative checks.
Was it familiar?
Yeah. I give them things stats as well. Like one time I was thinking about creating like a sword, like a hybrid, like not a magus, but like a similar like hybrid kind of idea. Like, so if I had an arcane bomb with my sword, I could then enchant it starting from level 1 for free.
Could go for the Sylvan domain. I know they could.
Sylvan.
Surface elf.
Yes. DDS, you would not want to make an arcane bonded weapon, especially as a melee character. What happens when that thing gets fucking destroyed?
You make a new one.
Yes. But you can't do that in the combat situation.
That's true.
You're like, time out, Black Dragon with the acid. Hold on. I gotta make a new sword here. You fucking give me a minute.
Well, that's true, yes. The fact of being able to, for example, it's not necessarily always the most useful, but it's far easier to enchant. For example, you gain bonuses on it. Some interesting things there, but.
I don't think it's. I mean, if you have to recreate the thing, you lose all the enchantments you previously put on the fucker, right?
Double check that. But the points, if it gets destroyed, yes, that's a thing. Though my weapons don't get destroyed very often.
Yes, that's because we're still, we are not in the realm of people who will eat our fucking weapons.
Well, we did have one opportunity, but I negated that. But
yes, one chance. Yes, there will be other chances. There will be weapon eaters.
My point is, I've never actually had my weapon destroyed before, because whenever I am playing a melee character, I normally have a way to stop it. So
much harder to stop. Much harder to stop in Pathfinder, I've noticed.
Unfortunately, I can't just make like mundane crystal weapons. There we go.
That's what you do. You're like a crystal smith. You make weapons out of fucking crystal. You go to the Lake of Diamonds and just make all of your weapons and armor out of that. Yes.
It's backwards compatible to 3.5, right? I can import that.
The lead-lined crystal sword.
Yes. Yeah, the lead adds fortification to it, and then the crystal is its primary material, which adds sharpness, and it's also very fancy.
All right. I'm done. It is late. I want to run my air conditioner. I want to eat.
It's like 3 a.m. for me and 4 a.m. for Manaki.
Manaki is dead tired over there. I can feel it.
Yes.
You can feel the tiredness transmitted over.
We can talk more tomorrow if need to be.
We can talk more some other time, yes, and discuss our future plans, because we burned through all of those, yes.
Exactly.
We'll design the build order out to like turn 12, I guess. Oh man.
Not that I think much will change. Yeah. Like more tiles.
Yep. Overall, Manaki, you hosted the call, and yet the stability was not that bad.
Yeah, a little bit for some people, but I don't think it was my fault. So that's something.
SMW apparently had some problems. Talk to you later, Manaki.
Sure.
All right, folks, that takes care of the session. As discussed, wow, that call went on for a while. As discussed, I did know the merchant situation, which I acquired the Ring of Protection +2, would come back in some fashion. Jonas told me at the time that it would, and I expected that to happen, and as I said, I would have been disappointed had he forgotten. I did not think it would be 8 build points, but, I'm not surprised. and I still don't regret my actions. Now, it is true, and I brought this up in a notepad for anyone who's still listening, it's true that because I had the Shield of Faith still cast on me, that I would have survived Lady Soth anyway. It's perfectly true. And, because that provided a deflection bonus as well, and it was a redundant bonus, so I would have survived the attack anyway. As such, I may have been misrepresenting myself, but there were other situations, you know, I've been in some tough flings. I don't do everything on camera, you know. We do stuff during downtime, things that aren't shown specifically from the other characters. You know, it's one of the reasons why I've managed to exquisite so much things, right? I talk to Jonas a lot in the IMs. You know, my fucking character, he's awesome, right? But I also made that agreement with the hope in mind that by improving one merchant, like this writ would really serve as like some sort of item that would be desirable, that people would go after, and shit like that, you know, who can say? You don't know. My character, I knew he wouldn't be able to make rings, so that was 8,000 gold pieces, and, you think now it'd be like 4 BP to withdraw, and it would cost 4 unrest, because each BP would only give you 2,000 gold. At any rate, that takes care of the first chapter of Book 1, which I have labeled as Chapter 13 in my notes. Of course, it's been over for a long time, so for whatever reason, if you've come listening this far to me and myself in the air conditioner here at the end, then you've already fucking known it was at the end. It went out well. And of course, there's going to be some listeners who don't exactly understand our rules. We're using a combination of Ultimate Campaign, plus some house rules, plus things provided from Throne of Night. There we go, Throne of Night. Yeah, so we're using stuff from all those. Anyway, what else? Yeah, things turned out very well. There were some dips. There are definitely times where I walked away from the computer. A lot of individual focus, that's not so bad, especially since we're starting a new book. We wanted to get into the swing of things to understand the situation. We needed to do a whole lot of thought, and I guess in direction how the kingdom was going. I definitely do think the encounter with the humans could have been handled in a different way. I think it would have been better, but I honestly couldn't tell you. As I wrote in the notepad at the time, that might have just been a situation of, because I wasn't involved, that might just be my bias, thinking it would have been better to avoid that encounter. But it seemed that the 2 PCs involved and the drow were so powerful overall that it could have been handwritten or just handled a different way. Like, I don't know. Anyway, that's my thought. I definitely would have preferred rolling worse on the 1d4s. And I definitely would prefer, I would like a situation in which this merchant is handled in some crafty, canny, underhanded fashion. My character, though, can't really do it. He could if he bought some shit, but I don't want to compound the problem of going behind the council, right? That's the very thing we just talked about not doing. Nah. It's a lot of BP. But that's okay, because with the build order that Manaki and I worked on, we had some contributing from Team PC. Mainly Manaki and I definitely did work on the build order, though. We hammered that shit out. And we've got a fairly good system designed here to get us into the positive. And with all the work put into that, I hope some of the other flaws, I can disguise those. That takes care of it, though. We do have a session coming up next week, which makes me very happy. I do find it sad that our session was cut off. It did go on for, 6 hours, though? So it's perfectly understandable. And we just had, 2 hours of talking after the fact. Pretty long. Just talked a whole lot about different things. And for everyone who's listening here at the end, something I will discuss, because I didn't much reveal my character's plans for the future. I guess I'll go into that now. I've changed my attitude towards where my character is going. For starters, his alignment has changed. He has gone from lawful evil to neutral evil. This change was made... the change was made after last session, in light of everything that transpired. There's a lot of detail and description given to Jonas about that. He and I talked about it quite a bit, because it's a major change for him to slowly shift to that. For numerous reasons, one of which is you can't very well be a proper worshipper of a deity if you're 2 steps away from that deity in alignment. Agares is a demon lord, she's chaotic evil. And lawful evil, that was Rillinid's sort of a strong point, and now he's beginning to break down. The other thing that changed, well, along with the other things, obviously he's a level 5 acquisitioner. That's a bard, archaeologist archetype that I renamed, so he's got all the other bullshit available to him. The other thing is, with my level 5 feat, because I'd really been thinking about doing skill-focused sense motive to, like, try to go with Eldritch Heritage to get the Nightmare creature template, is I picked up the Deific Obedience feat, and I am looking to pick up the Evangelist of Prestige class. It was the only Prestige class that I saw. There was a few others that caught my eye, but when I stumbled into that, I think that was Saturday night, early Sunday morning, because I was really thinking about, like, my character again, and I was going into the whole, you know, he just survived the full attack from Lady Safa Sevastia. I didn't have to burn the hero point to try to do anything. It was just complete miss, and for as awesome as he thinks he is, you know, all of the years of living under the weight of Agares are beginning to wear on him. And as such, I didn't know the obedience benefit, and I didn't know the boon benefits that he would be getting beforehand, but Jonas told me those, and I just thought it would be the best direction for the character. It's, I can pick up the first level of Evangelist next level. I don't think it's going to make for a stronger character. It's going to slow class progression. But I think it'll add more flavor to the character. And certainly my character is about flavor. He's not meant to... He's like this most awkwardly effective character. Not really effective at any sort of standard campaign that you'd come up with. But because of the Kingmaker game, because of the way the system is built, I have all these fucking curious knickknacks and shit. Like, Bardic Knowledge, when has that ever been as useful? Like, I've been playing D&D for a long time. I've never been in a campaign. I've never DM'd one where knowledge skills have been as useful as they are to my character. And that's just within the first 5 levels. There's so much testing that's happening of that, because we're not just adventurers, we're leaders. And so all those things that you would normally write off as, oh, that's just for leaders, that's just for NPCs, they're being called into question. Like, knowledge engineering. Who the fuck not only picks up that, but gets 5 points of that? Who's a player character? Who? Unless it's like a hobby. Who has the skill points for that? Like some builds, they really go really low on the skill points. I'm getting 6 plus my intelligence plus 2 for the campaign. It's 12. And since I have so many skill points, the whole concept of, oh, I need to re-gear myself, retool myself this level, because I need 3 points of knowledge religion for to become. I think it was for the Deific Obedience feat, which you need for Evangelist. And I looked at Diplomacy, and I was like, oh, if I get 5 ranks of Diplomacy, that adds +1 to the amount of benefit I provide for, Stability that I give to? Yeah, it's Stability. So I give a +5 modifier instead of +4. I'm like, yeah, I'm in for that. And I wasn't able to do much else with my skill points, because, I spent so many there. I got a point of linguistics, I got a point of perception, but yeah. I have so many skill points, I'm just... It's such a weird character build. And I'm able to be effective. My character, he's not dead. He certainly could have been dead. The Shield of Faith was definitely redundant. I would attribute that more to my Ring of Protection +2. and me just forgetting about the Shield of Faith. But you know, I probably would have asked for the Shield of Faith if I didn't have the Ring of Protection. Who can say? Right? I think all the other times Rillanid was hurt with the ring on, it didn't affect the indifference. But then again, you can't really make the decision in mind with, you know, it's cute and all to say that my character would have been dead without it, but that didn't enter my mind at the time. It entered my mind that the Ring of Protection 2 is very useful, as is an attempt to encourage trade and the flow of goods and services, which otherwise would not have occurred. My character felt, you know, I did too. Jonas told me it's a horrible situation in regards to economy, and I really thought this item could be used to sort of compel. Whether I should have asked the rest of the party or not, I don't know. It was a decision that I made before Chapter 4. Jonas let me do it. So he's just as much to blame as I am, right? You love how I'm shifting blame. It's great. I think it's all right because you can't justify the thing after the fact. I don't regret my action. I don't regret it. I wouldn't take it back. I'm not sorry. That's honesty right there. And I could attempt to buttress that up by saying my character would be dead. We can harangue whether that's true. It might end up being true in another point because of the extra deflection bonus. We can't say. I don't know. It's also not that bad because of all of the work that was put into designing our build order, that we're going to have a lot of extra build points. So it's okay. We're going to have that excess luck. We can pay for it. Our situation is not as horrible as Manaki and I thought it was like 3 weeks ago. No, we've got a lot of wiggle room. We got a lot of leeway to fund this. And, you know, I got the build order. I guess I'll post a link to that. Obviously, we regress a bit. You probably won't be able to understand some of the crazy shit that I wrote on this, because I was doing my own math, which doesn't really compare to what we have on this sheet here. You know, it's different. But what matters is that we knew our system that was in place. We're gonna be making money. It's gonna be off of exotic fruit. You know, we've got it in place. It's good. Our economy is solid. It's definitely higher than what I thought it would be. That extra -4 I got for the vacancy, plus Andarius +4, which is higher than what I thought it would be, plus the other bonus from the Zan Treaty. That's very nice. Very nice. Damn. But yeah, just thought I would discuss a bit of the character there. For those of you folks who are interested, I am still trying to figure out a way to rope-a-dope that Nightmare Creature template. I haven't brought it up to Jonas. He hasn't mentioned that he knows. I still think he doesn't know. Then again, he does read comments on YouTube to try to answer questions. I would willingly sacrifice a level. DDS brought up this whole great idea of, like, trying to get the planar merchant in on it. Like, you know, try to, like, find a price for me to, like, fucking get hooked to the Dimension of Dreams to become this nightmare creature. I just can't think of a way to phrase it in character. Like, that's my biggest problem. I can't think of a way to put it in character. And because I can't do that, I don't know how to work it. I'm not going to bring it up until I feel stable. Economy rule's pretty nice. The taxation rules are one of those which are like house ruled. Jonas really liked the system. We're actually losing stability from taxes, and it divides our economy rule by 6. But it's not an actual control DC check, which is nice. There used to be a note here, which has apparently vanished. Did I... The fuck? Someone delete that? Oh, God. So many changes. Yeah. Someone probably deleted that. At any rate, takes care of the show. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to mention. Guess I was a little bit scatterbrained. I have all these sort of windows open and looking at. You guys might have seen something you weren't supposed to. Like that up there? Oh, I don't use that account anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Whatever. No, I think we're done. I really do want to get something to eat, something to drink. I did have a little bit there. But I have been oozing sweat out of every pore. Fucking locked up here. It's terrible. Things that you care about. My character's plans. Sort of, I guess, justification for why I did what I did. I'm evil, right? Almost fails. I would rather have, Manaki and I talked about this too. I'd actually rather play the dwarf campaign. But, yeah. Never been drow before. I think I would enjoy being a dwarf, though. I've been dwarves before. I like it. The whole story of the dwarves, as described for like this quest for Rahal, that might be so like cliched, but you know, I enjoy that. Maniki's never played it. That whole cliched story. I think it'd be very fun and enjoyable. All right, Is there anything else you want to talk about while you're on your fucking soapbox? Huh? No. I'm a bad person, folks. I'm a bad person. Sometimes I make bad decisions. And sometimes they negatively impact the group, like when I roll 4s on my fucking... I feel bored. Fuck. Like, the benefits for these will pay off, but... Damn it! Oh, man. Fucking... This is why in the build order, I didn't calculate in any income from, like, our like, economy checks and positive events, because I thought diplomatic edicts might cost us fuel. I didn't think we'd spend 8 BP on diplomat shit in 2 turns. For fuck's sakes. Alright, no, really. I'm done. I'll talk to you all later. Feel free, I guess one more thing, feel free, of course, to leave your comments, your questions and answers before. I would appreciate no spoilers about Book 2. Or, you know, should you have insider access to the other books somehow. Like if you're Fire Mountain Games itself. I don't want to know anything more about the future. You know, you're feel free to comment and ask questions. I will answer to the best that I can with what I know. The other players do stuff, however, that I don't know. And I'm okay with not knowing that. It'd be nice, but, you know, I can only present to you what I do. They're not all recording. Yeah. Now, you feel free to leave your comments and questions, you know. Campaign's going alright. Pretty slow in rough start, I imagine, for many of you, but if you follow through book 1, you're used to this diplomacy and intrigue anyway, so there shouldn't be any surprise, right? Right. Just hang in there, like me. See you all next time.